one of the fights on UFC 133 pits Rory the Water Boy McDonald versus Mike Quicksand Pyle. So that's the fight we'll be talking about right now.
Can you pause real quick? There's also a band called Metallica who sang a song called Sandman. Enter Sandman.
That's right. You think you'll come out to that song?
No.
Well, Quicksand, Mike Pyle?
That's why I liked it.
But you never know, he might. This is going to be a good fight, guys. This is a fight in, I believe, the welterweight division. Yes, because Rory McDonald fought Carlos Condit. I was just telling you about that guy. Remember the guy with the flying knee?
Could I forget?
The one that got the stun gun. He knocked out the stun gun, or TKO'd the stun gun at the last pay-per-view, UFC 132, Faber versus Dominic Cruz. But this fight is UFC 133.
I remember.
We got Rory McDonald up against Mike Quicksand Pyle. So, it's the Water Boy versus Quicksand. You see that all the time at the beach, do you not?
Yes, you do.
I think it's going to be a pretty interesting fight. Rini, Rory McDonald is a very good striker. He's got some very good ground and pound. And Mike Pyle has very good jiu-jitsu, has some pretty good stand-up as well.
Mm. Well, I can relate to the first fighter because I got some pretty good ground and pound myself. Jiu-jitsu I'm not really familiar with, but I have choked a bitch.
Well, that's if you've choked a bitch, then you're pretty good at jiu-jitsu then. Rini knows jiu-jitsu. Do you know? And oh, I'm sorry. I was supposed to say judo. Judo know that Rini knows jiu-jitsu. But this is going to be a hell of a fight, guys. I think it's going to be a war. I can see a TKO. I think I'm going to have to go with Rory McDonald for this fight because I think he's a little bit. He's aggressive, man. He does not give up. He keeps on going. And I think he learned from his Carlos Condit loss. And I think he's going to end up coming out and he wants to win this fight. So I see him getting a TKO in round 2, or he's going to win by decision. What do you think, Rini?
This time I really don't care about this fucking fight.
But you got to pick somebody.
Nah, I'm kidding. It's what MMA.
You already know. I already told you about
MMA Split Decision. I'm kidding. I'm going to pick a decision. I'm going to have to go with, is there a guy named Roy in there?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
That's the Water Boy.
Oh, I'm going to go for Water Boy. No, you know what? Because the other guy's pretty cool too, right?
You're going to go for Quicksand.
I'm going to go for Quicksand. This is Quicksand?
No, the other, I changed it already.
Oh, my bad. I'm going to go for Quicksand. Yeah, I already said it. Second round knockout.
There we go. Yeah, you did.
Son of
Alright. Next fight we got up. We have Jorge El Conquistador Rivera. And let me tell you something, guys. I'm going to have to choose this fight really quick because I have no idea about this other guy. You know, you think I know everything about MMA, but I don't know everything. Jorge Rivera versus, I can't even say this guy's name, Konstantinos Filippo, I guess.
Okay. Alright, let's do it. I know we haven't done this yet, but we should for now on.
And his nickname's Costa.
We got the record for Jorge, 18 wins, 8 losses, 0 draws. We got the record over here for Filippo. It's 7 wins, 2 losses, and 0 draws. One is NC. I'm not really sure what the initials for NC is.
No contest.
Whatever.
They're both at 185, the middleweight division. This fight, and like I told you, there's been so many pullouts in this event that that's why I call it the unsatisfied prostitute. There was also,
damn it,
Jorge Rivera was supposed to fight Alessio Sakara, but he ended up having to pull out because he got hurt. Did he get hurt while he was pulling out? We don't know about that. Or was it while he was in? Or was it before he got in? I don't know. No, he actually had to pull out. And so now Rivera fights Filippo. So I'm going to have to go with Jorge Rivera. I don't know anything about the other guy. I really don't. So I'm going to go with Jorge Rivera. KO or TKO round 1, baby. I think he's really pissed off about what happened with Michael Bisping in the last fight. And he wants to prove himself in this one.
I'm going to have to go with Filippo.
By what?
By what?
Yeah, how's he going to win?
He's gonna go on there different. Jorge's not gonna see it coming, and when it comes, he'll be the only prostitute that is satisfied.
He won't be able to pull out.
Exactly, he won't be pulled out.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna tell you something else.
He's gonna tap out. He's gonna tap out.
To react to that, you know.
Second round.
Yeah, I'm gonna react to that and say it's gonna cost you, Costa, because you're coming in at short notice. You're barely told to come in and fight Jorge Rivera, who's been training for probably 2 months. That's usually the amount of time a fighter will train before a fight. You're coming in at last minute. You're going to get knocked out or TKO'd in the first round. Sorry to tell you, buddy.
All right, let's look at the facts real quick. Look at Jorge's face real quick.
Yeah?
All right, that looks prepared. That has history in UFC.
Sure
look at this
does.
guy. You think he looks a little nervous? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
This is going to be a good fucking match.
Should be a good fight. Very
fucking
good
bet on it.
Very good. All right,
next
now,
match we got here.
Dennis Superman Hallman.
Oh, come on,
now,
Dennis.
Rainey, I want you to be able to. I want you to go ahead and say the records on both of these guys. You're not gonna believe it.
All right, Dennis.
Brian Ebersol, the bad boy.
All right, over here we got Dennis Superman Hallman, and he's got 65 wins, 13 losses, 2 draws, and 1 no contest. All right, the height of this guy is 5 and 9 inches, 5 feet and 9 inches, and the weight is 170. Very, very interesting. Like 149 or something. I gotta work on it. Anyways, Brian Bad Boy what?
Ebersol.
Ebersol. 47 wins, 14 losses, 1 draw, and 1 no contest. They have similar contest wins or events. One is lower than the other loss. Let's see. Height.
These guys
is
fight
6 feet
a lot.
and 0 inches, and weighs in the same equal amount as Superman over here, 170.
I don't know if you remember this guy or not, but Ebersol is the guy who shaved his chest and it looked like an arrow on his chest.
Is that the guy who? Yeah, he does that cartwheel, right?
Yes, that's the dude. Exactly.
Yeah.
He's pretty entertaining, very unorthodox.
I'm going for him.
So here it's the Superman versus the bad boy. What do you think?
I'm going against Superman. No, bad boy. My bad. I'm going for
You're going for Ebersol then.
I never saw.
Even though he's the one that beat your boy Chris Lytle. Lights Out Lytle.
I thought there's a reason why I didn't like him.
Beat him by decision.
But
besides the arrow on his chest, right?
Right. No, I do respect him though. He's a great fighter, and I wish Chris Lytle did win, but he didn't.
But the reason I pointed out the records, Rini, look at these guys. Hallman's got 65 wins, 13 losses, 2 draws, 1 no contest, and look at Brian Ebersol, 47 wins, 14 losses, 1 draw, and 1 no contest. These guys are very busy when it comes to fighting. For making this part of their lives. I mean, these guys fight a lot. How many
times they fight within 1 year?
That's what I'm saying. These guys, you won't find too many people with these kind of records. This makes for a very, very exciting fight and probably a fight of the night category. But you know what I mean. Dennis Hallman, I think he's really improved his striking. I think there's a lot of people who would agree with me there. Brian Ebersol's got some very good striking too. I mean, hey man, if you're able to survive against Chris Lights Out Lytle, you're a hell of a striker.
Hell yes.
I don't know. This is a hard one. This is a really, really hard one to choose.
These men have fought not only in the cage, but in jail cell too, which is why they have both same no contest.
That's how they got the no contest. I
Correct.
see.
Yeah, I see.
Heard that earlier. I didn't know that. Now it's something for you. Some info for you guys too. I had no idea about that.
But if I had to pick one, I had to pick.
You going with the man or the boy?
Superman
or bad boy?
I'm gonna go for the bad boy because he is very entertaining. I like to see him fight. I wasn't very a big fan of his in the beginning. He was going against someone I liked, but eventually I did learn to like him, as I did Sugar.
Right. I think I think a lot of people would probably pick Dennis Hallman to give a Superman spanking to the bad boy instead of a Superman punch. But you know what, man? Brian Ebersol, this guy, he really impressed me against Chris Lights Out Lytle. If I'm gonna go with my instincts, I'd like to choose Hallman, but I'm gonna go with Ebersol. You see, I don't always go for the guy I like, who I like better or who I think is a better fighter. Well, actually, right now I'm going for the guy who I think is gonna win, just because Dennis Hallman, even though he has so much more, he doesn't have that much more experience. I mean, both of these guys have a lot of experience fighting, obviously, but in the UFC, he does have more experience fighting in the UFC. But like I said, Brian Ebersol was so impressive against a veteran like Chris Lytle. He's fighting another veteran, so he's used to fighting